starry sky shall light the way, and blood shall spill over the wandering world. The spear of Cain shall call the wayfarers, and the Storm Prince shall unite them.
Soon a wandering world will appear and bring with it the spear of Cain.
It's a race to the pointy stick. You know what that means, don't ya? Let's war!
Tell your cowering lord no one, including him, will touch it so long as I live.
If you're set on staying this course, I must choose rebellion.
Eldar! Prophecy comes to pass!
One of the boys is gonna drive us around?
And hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I have returned off holiday, so I wanted to jump right in with something that I've been wanting to do for a couple of weeks now. Well, I say a couple of weeks, a couple of months, is that do a video about Dawn of War 3 and my thoughts about Dawn of War 3. Now, while I was away, there was a brand new trailer released, which you've just watched, and I've got to say, out of everything that it made me feel, it completely pumped me up about this game. Completely pumped me up about this game. I think I'm going to go into this video like an ultramarine. I'm going to break it into two parts. I'm going to break the video into two parts. This is going to be my theoretical part of the video where I discuss my thoughts, and then once I get the game, I'm going to do a practical, and then I'm going to play the game and then give thoughts after I play the game. So without further ado, let's jump in and let's discuss Dawn of War 3. So where should we start? I think the biggest point to start at in this game is probably the most discussed part of the game, which is the way it looks. Now, firstly, I'm going to hold my hands up and say I've never played StarCraft. I've saw a couple of videos of it, but I've never really sat down and watched a full StarCraft game, video, whatever you want to call it. I've never really been a fan of the StarCraft franchise, so I can't really compare it to Dawn of War 3 when people say, hey look, it's just a StarCraft 3 clone, because I've never played StarCraft 3, so it would be unfair of me to say, yeah, this is a StarCraft clone when I've never played StarCraft. But with the looks, obviously it's completely different from the way Dawn of War 2 and all its expansions were. That was a lot more, let's say, HD. Well, I'm saying HD graphics, but I think this has HD graphics. I think, you know, in Dawn of War 2, it had a bit more of a realistic graphical sense, where it was a bit more grim-dark, where this one's a bit more bright and a bit more colourful in your face, which can work. I'm not saying that's a bad thing at all, but I can understand where people are coming from saying, oh yeah, but this game looks horrible, it's too bright, it's not really grim dark and all that stuff, etc, etc, etc. Now my mind was stuck in the old Dawn of War games. Like when Dawn of War 1 came out, that was the best thing ever to happen to me. Then when Dawn of War 2 came out, I wasn't happy with Dawn of War 2 compared to Dawn of War 1, to be completely fair. But the game grew on me, and before long, I was like, wow, this is awesome. I love this game and all that kind of stuff. And I think that's the viewpoint I'm trying to take with Dawn of War 3. I'm basically saying change is bad when it's not. change is good. You need change in a game, and I think the change in this game is the graphics. And like we just said, it may be shiny, it may be bright, but some of the effects that you're seeing in game, like some of the gameplay I'm showing now and stuff, it's really nice. It really is nice. And I know some people are going to be stuck on their side of the argument saying, nope, it's horrible, that's fine, you can have your opinion. But I think a fresh change is needed, and in this game it looks like the biggest, freshest change is the graphics, and at this moment I'm happy with it. You know, looking at it at a video sense, I am happy. I may change my entire opinion when I actually get the game and I start playing the game. It may be too bright, maybe too flashy, but looking at it from a video standpoint, because I haven't got my hands on the game, so I can't really do that practical. So looking at it through the video standpoint, the game I think is going to be good. Graphics wise, I think it's good. I think we shouldn't really pander and get too down about the graphics for people who are. I think you should just really enjoy the fact that we're getting a new Dawn of War 3 game, and the franchise is still alive. There's other franchises which we loved, which probably will never come back. Space Marine 2. I don't think we'll ever see Space Marine 2 again, and it makes me, well, I don't think we'll ever see a sequel to Space Marine, which makes me sad. Let's just be happy for one moment to realise that the developers behind this game, I still have love for Dawn of War. I know it may be different from the Dawn of War that you may have fell in love with, but Dawn of War is still on the table, it's still going, and hey, who knows, we may get a Dawn of War 4, so yeah, that may be a bonus as well. Okay, let's start discussing other things. Let's move on to the actual races in game, because I know this is another big turning point as well, because there's a lot of Chaos players who I know who are like, what the hell, where is my Chaos Marines? Now again, going back to that trailer, I spotted a lot of things in that trailer. First thing, I spotted Deathwatch, so it looks like Deathwatch units will be in the game for Space Marines. I spotted the Imperial Guard. Now they're probably going to be NPCs, but that means that the assets for Imperial Guard are more or less in the game, so I would expect to see them as an expansion or something, DLC. I really don't know how they'll do it, but I expect to see them coming, something like that. And thirdly, I'm convinced that the actual planet we're fighting on with the Eldar, Orcs and Space Marines is a Necron Tomb World. I'm absolutely convinced it's a Necron Tomb World. So I wouldn't be surprised if Necrons will be a faction added to the game soon. But let's go back to Chaos, because I want to speak about Chaos, and I want to speak about why they're not in game. And I'm actually surprised why they're not in game, because for me, as a Dawn of War player, Chaos has always been the main faction for me to go against. And I'm completely surprised that they haven't put Chaos in. They may have Chaos in, but not in the game, if that makes sense. Like, they may have the assets all lined up, but they haven't put them in the game. To be fair, when Dawn of War 3 was announced and that announcement trailer came out, I was like, where's the Chaos? Is it Chaos? Are they going to hold back and surprise us with Chaos in a month or something like that? But no, it never came. And to be fair, yeah, I can understand why a lot of people are upset about that, because I would be upset. It's basically like not putting the Blood Ravens in a way. I know the Blood Ravens are the main people in Dawn of War, but imagine if you look at it from a Chaos standpoint, if someone just didn't put the Blood Ravens in, it'd be total like, what? That's how some of the Chaos people are thinking at the moment, because there's no Chaos in. And yeah, I'm trying to get my head round. I wonder why they haven't done that. Are they going to do maybe a big expansion? That's why they're holding it back, so they're not putting Chaos in that way. Are they just got to wait even and maybe surprises before the launch of the game? Well, I was going to say like Total War did, where they said, all right, you can play Chaos if you pre-order, but they were already shown in the game, so I don't think they're going to go that route. But yeah, that is quite confusing and a bit strange. So I'm hopefully the developers will put some feedback out about that, because I've tried to look on the forums and I can't really see anything. I just find threads of people raging and I don't think that's the best place to start putting on the video and stuff like that. So if if anyone can find like a developer post regarding the Chaos, which I couldn't find, I would appreciate if you could post that in the comments. That would be very, very helpful. Other factions, well, we all know Dawn of War has nearly all the, well, Dawn of War 1 had nearly all the factions. Dawn of War 2 had some of the factions. So Dawn of War 3, I hope they carry on the trend back to Dawn of War, since base building's in the game, where we can have Tau, Necrons, everything like that just added to the game. I actually want to see some lesser factions like the Inquisition and that kind of stuff added to the game, but that's just me. I'm just being a bit of a fanboy. But I'm hopeful all races will get added to Dawn of War 3, because, you know, base building's back, and I would love to experience playing the game with all factions, especially Tau. I would actually see what Tau looked like in this game. I think Tau will be pretty cool. And they did release the Tau hero for Dawn of War Last Stand, and that's well, the Last Stand is another thing I want to talk about. I'll probably speak about it in a second, but yeah, hopefully we'll get all the factions in. I think the next big faction, like I said before, will be the Imperial Guard, since the assets of the Imperial Guard look like they're already in, according to that video. So I wouldn't be surprised if they were the next faction to be added, and then probably following that would be, I would hope it would be Chaos, since Chaos are the main people that I like to fight against. Eldar are cool, Orcs are cooler, but Chaos are the people that I want to purge as a Space Marine. I want to purge my traitorous kin like no other. So please, devs, please clear that information up about Chaos, so we can, so I could purge them in his glorious name. So for me, I think this next subject is probably the most important subject for me. It may not be matter to anyone else, but for me, it is multiplayer and playing with friends. Now, I haven't really saw anything about multiplayer. I know the game's got to have multiplayer, but we don't know how multiplayer's actually got to work. Is it going to be back in the day where it was Dawn of War, where you can get 8 people in, which I loved. I loved having these big, epic, massive battles. Me and my friends used to have 8 people in. We basically just got all the resources we needed, and then we said, okay, let's all meet in the middle, and then we all met in the middle with one big army, and we just absolutely just unleashed everything on each other, and it was just an incredible sight to behold, just everything just being blown up and smashed apart with these huge armies and stuff. That is something I want to see back in Dawn of War 3, because I know they've got base building, I know they're saying bigger units and stuff like that, so on the multiplayer aspect, I expect the same kind of games, player size games that were back in Dawn of War 1, where it was like 8 people, maybe even more, who knows. Dawn of War 2 for me was a bit of a letdown in multiplayer, because I just didn't really enjoy it as much as I enjoyed it in Dawn of War 1, because the battles didn't feel as big as as big as and as epic as they were in Dawn of War 1. Dawn of War 2 was a bit more strategic in a sense when you played it online, where Dawn of War 1 was just, you know, purge everything. In my mind, you just went in with a huge army and conquered everything, where Dawn of War 2, you know, you had to use your head a bit more. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but for me, I just didn't enjoy it as much, because I didn't really get the epic kind of sense of battles and, you know, huge explosions and, you know, everything just being purged and stuff. It had some nice fights in it and stuff, but it just wasn't the same for me. And of course, who can forget probably one of the most best things to be added to a Dawn of War game, the glorious Last Stand. Now, Last Stand for me is incredible, absolutely incredible. It's made me go back to Dawn of War 2 so many times, because of just Last Stand. It's so much fun, you know, with all the heroes you can get, the new heroes they added, the Tau Commander, the Necron Lord, all that kind of stuff they added. It's just so fun. I'm just going in, having a hero, making him a beast in your own right. You know, you can make a range guy, you can make a tank guy, you can make a guy who AoEs, you know, and just go in there and just purge wave after wave after wave of enemies. And, you know, it's fun. It really is fun. Like I said, that's probably one of the main reasons that kept me going back to Dawn of War 2, was just going in and playing Last Stand with a couple of friends, because it's such a fun game mode. And I haven't really saw anything about it in Dawn of War 3, and it's making me worried. But I'm surely the devs will of course have Dawn of War will have Last Stand in Dawn of War 3, because it would be madness not to add it. And of course, improve it, make it better, give us more maps. We only had 2 maps in Dawn in the Last Stand in Dawn of War 2. So come on, give us more maps, give us bigger enemies, maybe even harder waves, maybe even different kind of waves. I don't know how they can improve it a bit more, but maps is always probably a good place to start, since more maps means more content means more fun, means people come back and play the game more. So please, for the love of the Emperor, have Last Stand in the game, please. Okay, so I've been ranting on for nearly 15 minutes now, according to my timer, so I'm going to end it on the last subject, which is modding in Dawn of War 3. Now, I know a lot of people are big time players of a lot of mods which have been added to the original Dawn of War game, Dawn of War 2. So yeah, modding has really prolonged the life of the Dawn of War series. Look at the Apocalypse mod, look at the Elite mod for Dawn of War 2. These mods have really added a new life into the game, and it worries me a bit that I haven't actually seen any information about modding in Dawn of War 3. I'm hoping they have something similar to the Steam Workshop, which Total War Warhammer has. That has been a huge success in my opinion, of adding content to the game. It's easy to access, you just click on it, download it, and it updates itself, etc, etc. So hopefully we'll have something along the lines of that, but I definitely, Dawn of War 3 needs mods. It needs a strong modding community. I think it will have a strong modding community if modding is allowed, because Dawn of War, Warhammer itself and modders are in love with each other, so I can't see a problem. The only problem I can see is that the developers not actually adding modding into the game, which is a cause of concern, because once that starts happening, you really start seeing less content added to the game, in my opinion, and where they can control the content. And I don't really want that to happen to a series which I love so much, and which has had some fantastic mods in the past, and which has prolonged, like I said, has prolonged the other games with their mods. If no one has played it, go and check out the Elite mod, go and check out the Apocalypse mod. It just adds so much content to the game, and yeah, it's just absolutely fantastic. Right, that is me done. Please remember that this is all my own opinion. Please, I hope you don't take offense of me having my own opinion, but this is my own opinion. If you guys want to have your opinion known, please post them in the comments. I would love to know what you're actually thinking about the game, how you feel about some of the subjects I've discussed, stuff like that. So please, yes, please post away. I would love to read it. I would love to get the general feel of how you people, who my subscribers, feel about the game. When the game does come out, like I said, I'm going to do a practical. This is the theoretical. I'm going to do a practical version, and we shall play the game and discover what the game has intact. Hopefully that should be soon, because that trailer was it looked quite finished, the game. So hopefully we should have a release date soon, at least, for us to prepare ourselves to purge. But until next time, thank you for watching. It's been fun, it's been emotional, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Thanks, chaps, and see you now. Bye-bye.